Only hear the game. Okay. Um, I've been sitting here talking. My computer did the whole entire reboot thing, and it defaults a lot of stuff, and I forgot. I completely forgot. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Ah. All right. So, wow. Let's just I guess we'll just go back over the last like 5 minutes. Hi, Sue. Hope you're having a good day today. Thanks for popping in. Oh, Turtle Club. And I know that those who watch a lot but aren't part of our social media are curious where we were. And I had two kind of things sort of pop up all at the same time. The first, Rusty, our corgi, he has a spot on his nose. Was wondering why I was so quiet. I didn't realize I was so quiet, and that's on me. But yeah, Rusty has a spot on his nose, and according to what Digger and I were able to find out, it was one of two things, or technically three things. Either he hurt himself inadvertently, and it was just trying to heal over. Um, it could be ringworm, which was what a lot of the signs were pointing to, or it could have been something in the other category, as in this stuff is other scary, so you really need to have the vet take a look at it. And so we scheduled the appointment, and we were getting ready to take Rusty to the appointment, and it was one of those things where we scheduled it, and we're dealing with it and getting everything taken care of, and it took a little bit back and forth to make sure that we get there for our vet. Our vet's awesome. Uh, oh, okay, neat. But um, while we were working with that, and for lack of a better verb, right, dealing with that, I had a friend pass, and unfortunately, that's kind of rough. I mean, dealing with a person who's in your life on a regular basis, no longer being there, and it's really different, right? Like, this is not someone that I was able to see physically all the time. Matter of fact, me and this particular friend, we only actually got to see each other twice in real life, IRL as they say, and so it's the first person that I have been dealing with a lot in a digital way, and knowing that they're no longer going to be there, right? Not going to, and they were, I'm an extrovert, right? But they are way more extroverted than I am, which is a lot. Oh, serving of leftovers. That's cool. We don't really need to use a serving of leftovers because we've got several servings leftovers. But yeah, we'll take off this little bronzor here. But yeah, so there was a lot to kind of deal with stacked up on top of each other. So I really appreciate everybody in the Turtle Club who has, you know, said very encouraging things about that for us. We did get Rusty to the vet, and the vet, they've got this little thing that they check for fungal infections with, and it's basically a black light, and they waved it over it, and they said it didn't react to it, and everything seemed to be fine there. And so instead of prescribing an antifungal, they just prescribed a generic topical antibiotic. And so Rusty's been getting that twice a day. He is not a fan of it, but he's normally not a fan of anything that makes him smell not like Rusty. So the weird thing is this particular topical, as we applied it, the place on his nose started to curl. And, like, I don't know how to explain it or describe it in kind of a non-gross way, right? But hey, Shadow! Thanks for lurking today. but basically it just like a piece of tape kind of peeling up, and so after a while of doing that, whatever was on his nose on that spot come up, and there was what looked to be a sore underneath it, and it does still kind of look like a ringworm location. So we're still applying the topical. It's supposed to last about 10 days, but I don't know if it's going to fix it, is the other problem on that, right? I mean, if it is ringworm, that does require some other stuff to treat. Oh, Sue, I met a champ. I do have a minor question as a corgi owner to another corgi owner. Digret and I have been going over some things, and we're thinking about getting pet insurance due to man, the fighting type is really bad for us. But just due to the fact that long-term corgis do have a couple of issues, like hip dysplasia and collapse in trachea, that kind of thing. I was curious. I mean, I know you've got more than a corgi, and I would presume that that's something you probably have. Of course, then again, you also are not in the U.S., so you may have better options for your pets than what we have here. But a couple of my coworkers, yeah, let's just heal all these guys up. They've also got a number of dogs, and they're using a service. But oh, you're in Michigan. I thought you were a little bit further north than that. For some reason, Sue, I thought both you and Sal were like in Canada. Okay, that's my little shiny squirrel brain. Whoa, wait a second. It is north. Yeah, it is north. A bag. Here we go. Excuse me. Alright. Cheerleading liaison. Oh no. I was tapping my buttons, and I hit the B, but I don't think I pressed it all the way. Yes, give you some slash. Alright, so your attack stat is really good. Now that you're actually what you're supposed to be. Now all of our stuff that we've been training you on for your special attack is really bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, steadfast. I don't even know what steadfast does. But I do know you're no longer fairy type, so we're definitely getting rid of Dazzling Gleam. Sounds like he scraped his nose, putting it where it didn't belong. That's what we're thinking. But it is like the wound for alright, Pokemon, actually bag. Oh my gosh. Alright, so now we're looking for physical attack moves. Drain Punch, definitely need to teach. We gotta get rid of the choice specs too. Fly. Focus Punch is really bad for CLO Sweep, wouldn't be good either. Rock Climb, no. Rock Slide, no. Not two. Shadow Claw, there we go. Oh, sad. Really? Oh, we teach him X scissor though. Yeah, there we go. So we can teach. And place a ghost ball. Yeah, putting his nose where he didn't need to have it. But the wound is that circular move. I think we'll keep him the way he is right now. All right. Can we find a different anything in here? But speaking of putting his nose where it didn't belong, he has been a little trash goblin like he has been for a while now. But what he has taken to is, you know, the circle of life being what it is. Certain things hatch and come onto their own at certain points of the year. So earlier this year, the crickets spawned, and crickets are... I didn't remember seeing Calica earlier. Interesting. But crickets kind of are part of the ecosystem. They get going, they get certain things, they feed certain things thrive because of the crickets. And if there's not certain things that are taking care of those crickets, the population gets out of control. Which is why we're thankful for certain things that keep the population under control. There's actually on YouTube, if you look really hard and wide, there is a thing on the YouTubes for a newscast where I was interviewed outside of a pet store in Oklahoma because the crickets had swarmed all over the building. And I mean, Turtle Club, that this was just like a wall of crickets. Like a cover of crickets. I mean, I have no other way to describe that. It was massive. It was insanely out of control how many crickets there were. And it was tied to the fact that there was not a whole lot of predators for them that year. There was a disruption to the ecosystem. And so, let's see, what you got? Or... But around here, we have a natural predator for those crickets. And that happens to be, there's this pond nearby our home. Now, Pokemon. I feel like we can, like, give him the Sharkbeak. And then give Glade the Black Belt. Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah, here we go. We give him the big root for Drain Punch. And then we go here and we just swap the held item back for Black Belt anyways. But the pond around here, though, it produces a plethora of the predator for these crickets. And that happens to be a whole mess of frogs. Now, the thing about these frogs is they're young. They're itty bitty frogs. I mean, to put a bit of a point on it, they are roughly the size of the crickets that Rusty's been eating. Now, Rusty, you know, we love Rusty. Rusty's amazing. Rusty's cute. Rusty does a lot of things. And for the most part, Rusty's pretty smart when he wants to be smart. Like his little puzzle toy that we have. This thing right here. And I'm pretty sure we showed this on stream once before. This little puzzle thing that he has totally destroyed and obliterated. it used to take about 5 to 6 minutes to go through and complete the puzzle. It only takes Rusty about a minute and a half, 2 minutes now. And it's not because so much that he's figured out how to work the puzzle so much as he's figured out how to shortcut the puzzle. I mean, he just obliterates it. He destroys it like he's ransacking an apartment, guys. It's fun to watch, but at the same time, it's a little bit on the frustrating side to watch because he's bound to eat something if he's not careful. Now, that said, when Rusty sees something about the size of the cricket that happens to be hopping, much like one would believe a cricket to hop, Rusty believes that he has once again found a cricket. And that is problematic. For those that aren't familiar, most amphibians, toads, frogs, the like, they are not healthy to have in the mouth of a canine or a feline. We're going to go through that room in a little bit, but we just realized there's room up here we haven't gone through yet. And so every time we take Rusty out for a walk now, and it is Frog 30, as I call it, he tends to find a frog and try to eat a frog. And if he gets one in his mouth, then we basically have to be really, really quick. Yeah, toads not so much. Yeah, ours, around here, the frogs could be bad for them. And it's not like the frog is standing still going, hey, would you like to take a look at me and see if I'm the kind of frog that's poisonous to your corgi before your corgi eats me? The frog isn't lining up for that. They are small. They're, probably a little bit bigger than the size of my thumb. And he's, thankfully, the one that he got his mouth around, he spit out pretty quick afterwards. Let's just use beat up. It's going to be pretty good. Oh yeah, that's really good. Look at that. That's doing some pretty good damage. But, we are definitely in the better safe than sorry, but once the frog season ends, we will be very happy. But the couple of times that he's managed to get the frog in his mouth, and he has spit him out, I want to say there's only one time that it took a little bit for him to let go. Once he realized it wasn't a cricket, and Digrat was going, please spit it out, don't eat the frog. Crickets, he chomps, he just gobbles them up. He also's eaten a rock, which I never thought I'd say that about a dog. But we were walking, and he ate I guess rock. Rock is a term that describes something a little bit larger than what he got into his mouth. It was more like a pebble, like the kind that if it were to get in your shoe, it'd really annoy you. But lo and behold, he still put his mouth around it and still... I'm not sure if he swallowed or not, Turtle Club. I really don't. I tried to make sure that I catalog what he does in the morning to be, informed. But weevils and flies. He's eaten a couple flies. He really is really good during the summer with the flies. It's really hilarious when he's... So he's got this, and I'll have to... Right now Digrat's cleaning the room. Or at the moment the room is in the process of being cleaned. Digrat's sleeping, but she's finishing up his bedroom. Rusty has a room that his toys are kept in, and come on, got stuck, got to talking. But so in his room, he has one of those convertible futons, Most futons, are convertible, but some aren't. And this one actually has been laid flat out. Which is the more stronger crunch is? It's just crunch. So it's, like a futon, but it flattens out to where it's basically like, instead of it being, I'm trying to make hand motions, right? This thing just flattens out like that. And he lays on it, and Changeling was like, hey, I'm going to use my body with attract on you, and then I'm going to faint. So he hops on that, and he is right up against the window, like this close to the window, right? So he can actually see the neighborhood and stuff while he's in the back of this futon that's basically a giant dog bed for him. He's able to roll around and kind of do his little turn in circles thing. There's a couple of blankets and a pillow for him. This room looks really pretty. Don't see anything else in here, though. What did I just run into? Man, those Bronzors, when they go like that, they're just not easy to find. But what's hilarious is when he's like right up against the window and he's just kind of chilling and minding his own business and barking at the neighbors and whatnot. Occasionally a bug will fly up to the window, and he doesn't understand glass. Why would he? He's a dog. Dogs don't have a need for glass, right? But he will try to eat. He will try very much so to eat the bug on the other side of the window. And it's hilarious because he just winds up slobbering all over the window. But yeah, he just goes nuts about it. Nuts about it. Pardon me for love. Alright. It looks like... Actually, wait. This button. So we explored that whole side. We've explored this whole section now. Okay. So... Oh, that side is ginormous. And then we just fly here so we can go dig. We're gonna go local. Boom. I'm over here, Altor Club. You can tell I'm a little bit on the downward slope. I am sitting here moving on this map and looking at the section that we're at, right? And I legit, for a moment, thought I was the yellow dot. So he'll buy these from us. Huh. Not sure if I want to sell those. I know the plates we don't really want to sell for the most part, right? I don't think anything we find here is going to be all that good. Oh, Bug Buzz. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, it's special, okay. Scyther. Interesting. I don't know if we told you guys one of the other things we did though. So in his room, in Rusty's room, where we got the big old bed set up, we also got a little, like a kid's swimming pool. We originally got it because we're going to bathe Rusty in it. Digger was like, let's not just use the tub. We can, bathe him on the porch, and that way we don't have to worry about the mess and all that stuff. And it sounded like a good idea at the time. But lo and behold, Rusty does not like water, which is, surprising because he seemed to enjoy getting in the river when we first, got Rusty. But lo and behold, no, he doesn't like getting wet if you can avoid it. So we had this pool, and we're like, okay, well, maybe it's the fact that he's just not sure about the pool, right? I mean, this is something new, and he may need to get used to it. He may need to deal with it, and eventually, get used to it and be fine with it. And we're like, all right, we're gonna try again at a later moment. So we cleaned the pool out and let it dry and all that kind of jazz. And then we saw something where people had, for corgis, made a ball pit for their corgi. And got caught on the rock again. And so we got some pit balls, and he wasn't really keen on it to start with. Alright. So these things, if I remember right, let's just set it on fire. When in doubt, set most everything on fire. But once he figured out that the ball pit was not a scary place, he loved the snot out of this ball pit, y'all. He jumped in, played around, played fetch. Ball pits are crush proof. They are built, and they're inflated, and they are supposed to be pretty hardy. He did eat a ball, in so much that he basically got one in his mouth, and he got many in his mouth. So let's address that. He did get many of them in his mouth. I've not been anywhere in the southeast. That is so funny. But for the most part, he was fine with them, right? But one in particular, he got in his mouth, and he just went, and it just flattened his ball. Like, it didn't pop, it didn't explode. He just crushed it. And we're like, Rusty buddy. Right now, he is snoozed. He's not in here. He is, play along mode. Yeah, he is snoozing. He was snoring. What Digret and I have started calling chasing crickets. He's too small to chase rabbits. He's probably fast enough though. When he goes full tilt, he absolutely goes ballistic. Speaking of him actually going full tilt, though, we're going to actually be able to take Rusty to a dog park today. And so tonight, we're streaming Ni no Kuni at 8 p.m. And that's the goal. I want to make sure everyone's aware that is what we're going to be doing. But when I get up today, our other goal is before the stream to help kind of tire Rusty out a bit, as we're actually taking to the dog park. And it's got like all sorts of stuff. This place is massive. It is, we're in Georgia. We're in, the Atlanta, Georgia area. And those of you that know about U.S. history know that was a place where there was a lot of conflict, and so there are a number of cemeteries with that conflict nearby. So the dog park is right next to a cemetery, which it's a little bit of a weird backdrop. I'm not gonna lie. It does make us a little more vigilant on whether or not he can, escape the dog park too. It is kind of cool though. It's got like a little airlock area, so you go in through like a gate, and you go into a small little pen, and then there's another gate that then goes into the dog park proper. So it's basically so you don't have to worry about your dog if you have them off leash inside the park, needing to releash him. You got a small enclosed area to release him. So at least there's that. And I wasn't expecting much. I if I were buried there, I'd love a dog park next door. Yeah, isn't that kind of amazing to think about? And Digger and I, we're a little bit on the goofy side, right? And so we're thinking to ourselves, let's go give us better. Nope, he doesn't. Okay. So we're thinking, wouldn't that be just kind of an unusual amount of smells for the dog to have nearby too? But the dog park, other than the fact it's nearby, it has an airlock also. So that's not something that most of the dog parks that Digrat and I had been before this dog park. None of them had it. All the dog parks that Digrat and I had been to, the ones in Oklahoma and the couple that we found on the way home while we were coming home with them, they were basically a dog pen that was just oversized. So when we found the airlock, that was like, oh wow, this is kind of neat. And then we got inside the dog park and we started really taking a look around, and there was like agility platforms, a little agility ramp. There was actually a couple of water fountains in the actual park. Everything that the AKC uses for, like, the agility levels, they had at least one of each type of obstacle there. And I was like, oh, that's kind of legit, that's like, oh my gosh. Getting Rusty to be willing to be trained for everything will be a different thing altogether, but he loved it. He was totally impressed by it. Wow, so there's actually a barboach over there. That's neat. Oh, tentacles and tentacles. Interesting. But largely what he did is he went through and he got all of the scent from all the other dogs and decided that he was going to override the scent with his scent. Which is something that our vet is kind of concerned about a little bit, as are we. He is, he's per his owner. So his old owner, who is, there's been a few things that she had told us that we were told one thing and discovered another thing, so we're not 100%. This is kind of cool. I have a little swamp, little biome here. This is neat. So we were told that he had been, fixed, but then we also were told that he wasn't microchipped, and then we found out that he was microchipped, and technically he does have the tattoo that they do for the surgery, but sometimes the surgery isn't accurate, apparently. Which, okay. So there's a chance that we might have to take him back for that surgery again to see if they missed anything, because he tends to basically behave like an adult male marking territory, which could also be if he was not fixed at the proper time. That's just going to always just be stuck in his head. So interesting. But yeah, this dog park is amazing. There's so much room. He's finally able to kind of, explore without us having to worry about things like cars and other animals that are, for the most part, of the wild variety. Wait, I've already gone through this one. This looks like the exact. Oh no, this has got maybe not. All yours mark outdoors is a dog thing. See, but the vet was like, yeah, he shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, well, okay. We'll you know that's the dog doctor. So, what are you selling? What are you selling? Anything good? The same stuff the other people were selling. Okay, I don't know if that's actually good or not at this point. But it's not so much a problem outdoors for the most part. We're okay with the outdoor marking because, you know, it's not like he's going to get the grass any worse than what it is, right? It becomes a bit of a larger issue when we're at the vet's office or at a PetSmart or Tractor Supply or Lowe's or any of the other locations that we have discovered are pet friendly, and he decides that he needs to mark there. We do carry a cleaning kit with us, and so we are able to clean anything that he does. But you know, we still get lugs. All right, so we have Glade. Sure, we'll heal. Do, 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 do. When they were younger, I think it's irresistible all the spells in these stores. It could be. It could be. You know, he's still pretty young. I mean, if his older owner is accurate on the age, he is just now at like 13 months or 14, 15. I'm doing math. 15 months, right? July, August, September. Yeah, 3 more months. So 15 months. I wish the hit detection here was a lot better. The one thing with Rusty that we've kind of gotten a little worried about is you know, he has a crate. He's getting a little bit bigger, and so we are going to be switching his smaller crate that he came with to a larger crate. But we use the crate largely when we're cleaning up at the end of the day, or when Digrat's cleaning up at the end of the day. He does a nice little kind of once over for the larger areas of the home that we spend in, and after that she lets him out, so he's only crated for about an hour. Oh yeah, absolutely on that. Absolutely. The 4-year-old felt challenged at that time. I could definitely see that happening. But the concern with, you know, after she's done cleaning, she lets Rusty out of the crate, and because he may go in and out of the crate as it's bedtime, you know, it's night time. So he's out of the crate with some TMs. Oh my gosh, guys, get some different TMs, would you? Yeah, he doesn't have his collar on, so he's very silent ninja-like at that hour. Until he barks, or boofs, or occasionally growls at some random stuff. But it's kind of hard to tell where he's at, number one, and number two, because I work nights, and he's up, and he's active, I worry that he's not getting enough rest. Like, he's like, Daddy's awake, I'm not going to miss anything that Daddy's doing. Let's do this. Wait. That is a crazy swine up. Like, Giga Drain. So instead of like letting him out immediately, and we feel kind of bad about it, because we don't want to keep him, crated the whole time. But Digrat's been crating him about 11 p.m. And then when I take my lunch break between 3 and 4, I then uncrate him. So he stays in the crate for about 4 hours or so, and hopefully, I'm hoping he gets enough sleep or realizes that he's supposed to be sleeping. Super effective. Oh, it's supposed to be poison bug. But I've been trying to see, what other owners do that have a similar situation. And Digger and I, we own the fact that we have a unique situation. Her being up during the day, me being up during the night, and then us having this little bit of overlap where we're both awake and stuff. But all I can find about the overnight thing is, for the most part, if you are an overnight person, your dog will adjust to you. And not to worry about it. And that's fine if the dog's trying to adjust to, a person, right? Like, if it was just me and I was, single and, living on my own and I was worried about the dog, just me, that'd be one thing. But the fact that he's up all the time with me and he's up all the time with Digrat, and he does sleep a good portion of the day, but I know he's supposed to get 12 to 15 hours of sleep. And I just don't know if he's getting all that. We haven't done a dig in a little bit, right? Let's just do a dig. See if we can get something out of here. 4. Oh. Well, now. Alright. So maybe something here? Sure enough. So this will... Nope, that'll be just one. Oh my gosh. That'll get those two. That'll get the statue. We really need the sphere though. So maybe in this area? There we go. Oh, that's a Thunderstone, I think, right? Yeah. Sphere S, Sphere, Thunderstone, and then a normal box, right? Or is it a stone box? Ah, it's a promo pass. So cute. Alright, let's see if there's anything in here, because I know there's some stuff in the 3 confirmed. Alright, let's just... Another Thunderstone? Okay. What's going on? Sorry, Pro Club, I got a message from Digrat coming in. Trying to see what's going on. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. Alright. Oh, Digrat's up a little bit early. Let's see here. Can we find anything here? No, we can't. What about here? Nothing there either. Possibly here? Nope. I wish... Oh well, we collapsed everything, so we got two things. Another Thunderstone. And a box. It started to shine. Oh, a Murkrow! No, we'll go over here. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. Bottle of Pokepower Max. Alright, let's fight the Kricketot. We're gonna have a barbecued tater tot. It's gonna be like level 40, right? Or 50 or something like that. Get some experience points. You know, if it wasn't so easy to EV and IV train stuff these days, this would be a good way to go about it. Like, because you can see what you're about to fight. Is there not anything in here? I mean, there's a lunchbox, I guess. Alright, oh, wrong button. This button, this button. We are in that room. We have explored everything here. So it looks like it's just the giant in the middle place. And then just the overarching everywhere. Let's see if her throne is in the center or not. I don't think it does. Into the hole we go. So we need to go a little north of her throne then? Alright, so run or not. So flying poison type, I don't think Dark's really good against it, right? Alright, and but well no, it's not bad. Let's just beat up. Beat up how to be able to do pretty good amount of damage. It's a lot less than I thought it was gonna do, not gonna lie. I was hoping for more closer to the red, but at least it's using haze, and we outspeed it, which is a little surprising for a Golbat. I mean, sure, we're 8 levels on it, but 8 levels is that should be enough for it to have a speed advantage. Thank you, moderator. Appreciate that. Level 59, so we got 3 more levels. We do have a rare candy, so we only got 2 more levels that we have to do, really. Let's see. The Pelipers we definitely don't want to mess with because water. And the Chops we don't want to mess with because fighting. We can go set this thing on fire. Set Budgie on fire. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, well, let be faded. Awesome. Check one other thing real quick here. Alright. And just a reminder, Turtle Club, in a little under 11 hours from now, or a little over from 11 hours from now, we should be playing some Nino Kuni. We're after the White Witch. Our playthrough is getting pretty good there. We're wrapping up some side quest stuff. And kind of like where we're at here in Pokemon, doing a bit of grinding. Getting some of the materials we need, some of the stuff we need. Oh, that was a Diglett coin. Let's go and grab that. But we are going to be taking Rusty out for a walk. And we're taking him to the Big Old Dog Park. So the goal is, the dog park's about 30 minutes away. I wake up about 5. Go and I eat, go to dog park, we get there about 6, maybe a little bit after 6, but we should be home in plenty of time for us to get our stream going right at 8 like we usually want to. Calm Mind, that's useful for things that aren't like this. I mean, technically speaking, Calm Mind's not the worst thing. We could do it, depending upon the actual gym trainer we're fighting, we could do a setup and then go from there. But, alright. Oh, new person to talk to. The more experienced they are, the better they get at digging up fossils. Well, I do gotta admit the fossil system here is kind of fun. Only 2. Alright. Well, we'll just dig up these 2 then, maybe. Oh, well, that's easy. Oh, it's super easy. Okay. We'll take up the little shards then. I kind of wish there was a more efficient way to farm the spheres and shards than what we're doing. Let's see if we can't get through this other room here. And then fight something before we call it quits for the day. Looks like we got just a little bit left to go. All these fire types. And these ground types. Heading off to work? Alright. Oh, I know. Digrat, you know, she talks about doing Skyrim every so often, but it's one of those things that she just doesn't have time with everything else she's wanting to do, unfortunately. But we might have something coming up in the works that might be interesting along those lines, but I can't say much more of it. What's the map look like? Where are we at? Good gravy. Let's just see what we have up there. First thing we come across, we're just going to fight it. Get that last little bit of experience point. Oh, it's a Budgie. Poor Budgie. Little Budgie, we're going to set you on fire, Budgie. Bum, 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 bum. That wasn't a whole lot of experience worth anything. Let's just go ahead and go up. That would have been a really nice quality of life change, right? To change it to where trying to dig down will let you go back up. Alright. Let's see if this gets us in the giant center or not. Hey, we're in the giant center. Hey, we got exactly what we were hoping to get to. Look at these walls. They are far more glittery and shiny. I wonder if there's a reason for that. I wonder if there's like better shards and stuff in it. Ice people. Ice Snover. A deep sea scale, which, you know, certain Pokemon need stuff, and I get it. Evolution items being what they are, items you can find, right? But the deep sea scale, the Pokemon that it is involved with, just... Hey, small spheres. We don't have any... We don't have any of those either. Check this giant cavern out, and there is my alarm reminding me that it's time for bed. So, Turtle Club, sorry about this. We're going to have to call it quits. Ooh, Dragon Pulse. That is yet another move that none of our Pokemon in our team can learn, I bet. Yep, I called that one. Just checking out this giant cave a little bit. Oh! A nugget, which doesn't really help. Alright, and last room here, and then we're going to call it quits for the night stream. Ooh, Kadabra. Nice. Grapharig, which has a different evolution now, right? Like a Fragorif, I think is what it is. It'd be kind of fun to have Glary and Mr. Mime in this game too, not gonna lie. Doesn't look like there's any items here though. Alright, well, at this point guys, we are going to be calling it quits. I want to say thank you to Sue for popping in today and keeping us company, talking about, you know, just everything Rusty, and thank you for that. Shadow Supreme Marker, as always, thanks for popping in as well. You guys are amazing, and I really appreciate all your support. I can't say that enough. And Lurk Squad, you guys, 17 views for this morning's video. That is just great. And tonight, a little bit earlier than expected, should have another episode of Slice of Strawberry Pie. I do apologize that I hadn't kept up with that with everything else that was going on. So those that are supporting the channel, sorry about that, but that will be taken care of as well. I'm going to have myself a good night. You all out there at the Turtle Club, have yourself a good breakfast, a good lunch, a good dinner. What you're about to do, stay safe, wash your hands, and have a good one. Take care. Thanks for watching.